Welcome back to Life to the Max, originating from San Diego, California, where the big ship's about to come into port. You know, there's a group of skiers that love to ski and they love to compete. They competed at Spirit Mountain up near Duluth. But more importantly is who they are. And who they are defines what they're about.
Misfortune can happen to anyone at any time. Surviving with a disability and learning to live with it could be a challenge any one of us in society may have to address. Courage Center, a nonprofit organization, offers programs helping people overcome their disabilities. These are programs with greater goals than to give those with disabilities something with which to occupy their time, but for them to re-engage and get back in the game of enjoying life.
Our hope is that we can get people to transform themselves, look at themselves not so much on what they can't do based around their disability, and to find themselves around the possibilities. We want people to use recreation as sort of a medium to bring about their potential and not so much use their disability as a reason not to participate or not to be physically active.
The Courage Center Monoski Madness Camp is a program instructing people to teach individuals with disabilities how to ski.
Most of the people that are at the camp are people that already know how to ski. We're trying to elevate their skills, and one of the unique twists of our camp is we're using people that have learned in our program in a lot of ways to teach other people with disabilities to ski. But for the most part, there are people with disabilities who teach monoskiing as well.
Who better to instruct than an expert in their field? In this case, disabled skiers.
I was in a car accident when I was 8. I never got to play sports in high school and, like my friends did and things. I thought wheelchair basketball was the only thing available to me until I found some of the other Courage Center programs and learned how to ski. And there are so many things that I can do now, things that I had no idea I could do, and now the attitude is more, okay, what can't I do versus what can I do? Pretty much anything you can think of, I've figured out a way to do it. Because skiing has taught me that, things are possible, even when you're in a wheelchair.
So I'd always been a skier, and I always loved it, and I always loved the places you'd go and the people you'd meet. And it was like clockwork. I had to get right back into it right after I got out of the hospital. I was in a monoski 4 months later and dicing it up on the hill.
I broke my back in 1988. Became a paraplegic and was looking for something to do to keep me active. I wanted to get back into sports. It made a lot of sense that my first sport that I tried be skiing. So I got back into skiing, so much so that about 3 years after my accident, I moved to the mountains and skied every day.
Matt was interested in developing opportunities for the disabled with a little more active than passive participating.
We started Adaptive Adventures in 1999, so we're 10 years old this year, and it's been going great. We've helped thousands of people all over the country get involved in sports and recreation.
People with disabilities have tended to be perceived as having limitations, which has in turn affected their opportunities.
There was a stigma associated with people with disabilities that there were a lot of limitations. But generally, I think the perceptions are changing, and the way people are viewing us in the community and our contributions to the community, what we're able to achieve, are really changing, and that's kind of exciting.
Sometimes to make a contribution, or make a job or life itself easier or more fun, all that may be necessary is a tool.
When the monoski was invented, and then it gave us some freedom, it gave us some independence. And not only that, but skiing is a very liberating sport. When I get out of my chair and get in this, I can go anywhere. I can go anywhere on the mountain. There's nowhere I can't go. So it is very liberating, and there's a lot of freedom associated with skiing that I can't get anywhere else, especially in my chair.
A lot of folks that sit down to ski spend their whole lives in wheelchairs. So any chance or opportunity they get to get out of their wheelchair to do some sort of activity is huge for them. A lot of them just that whole wind in the face again, you know, the speed, the snow, and just everything moving fast, and that's the experience that they missed maybe before, after they got injured.
This mono-ski contraption is a high-tech device delivering an incredibly dynamic ski experience. It's like a highly responsive road-hugging sports car. There's a shock absorber, scissors frame, bucket seat, and crutch outriggers worn on the arms for balance and control, all run on a regular downhill ski.
It's a little bit of a step down.
This is not easy. The human body and legs are a completely different balance and suspension system to which we become accustomed. Without their mobility, an alternative mindset and skill set needs to be established, because this is a different kind of sport.
That's the other thing that sports, we have a common denominator there. Sports and recreation, especially something like skiing, does that. It gives you a lot of confidence. It gives you some self-esteem. You really do see a change in them. I mean, this is life-changing stuff. It's not to be taken lightly. Some people might just say, well, it's just skiing. It's more than that.
For more information on Life to the Max, go to our website at lifetothemax.tv.